The Arabs are an ancient Semitic people of the Middle East. They are in their belief that they are descended from the prophet Noah's son Shem, and honored that the last of the lineage of God's prophets was from their midst, and humbled that God enlightened mankind by revealing the holy word in their language. The complex history of the Arab is conveniently divided into two parts of before and after by the revelation. In the pre-Islamic period, the social structure which evolved in the harsh environment of the Arab Peninsula was based on the tribal unit. Some tribes from the era survive even to this day, while others perished during the process of God's unfolding plan. The Arabic tribes which did not perish, but which survived to the modern era, can be divided into those clans of pure lineage and those peoples who have gradually become naturalized within the Arabic family. The core tribe of the pure Arab is the Khatan, whose land of origin is found within Yemen. Arab historians identified the first king of Yemen as Yarub bin Khatan, who was succeeded by his son Yashub, who in turn was followed by his son Abdul Shams. The second group of Arabs who have survived from the pre-Islamic era are those which are referred to as naturalized, being from the peoples which mixed and intermarried with the Khatan. These Arabs descended from the prophet Ishmael, who had settled in the holy city of Mecca. They are also known as the Adnani and the Nizari, after their great-grandfather Adnan and their father Nizar bin Muad bin Adnan. During the pre-Islamic era, the tribe was the primary social and political unit of the Arabs. The primary function of the clan structure was to defend its members, whether right or wrong. Correspondingly, the tribesmen devoted themselves to protect their collective honor, and they obeyed the dictates of their tribal elders. A pre-Islamic poet eloquently expressed this unquestioning loyalty as follows: I am nothing but a member of my tribe. It goes astray. I will too, and if it follows the right path, so will it. The Holy Quran preached strongly against the blind loyalty and the destructive prejudices which resulted. The Word of God decreed a better criteria to differentiate between people, bringing their devotion to Islam. The Arabic culture of the pre-Islamic era did not invent the sort of complex mythologies and creation myths which characterized ancient cultures such as Greece. The classic framework of philosophy and rhetoric which the Greeks developed was therefore far from the more mundane considerations of the early Arabs. The tribal lack of advanced urban centers meant that schools of specialized intellectual skills did not develop. Pre-Islamic Arabs were either villagers, pastoralists, or traders who existed with a less effete goal of simple physical work. Pre-Islamic Arabs were adamant about the unquestionable law of revenge. In their view, a disgrace must be avenged, no matter what the consequences. One of their poets expressed this cultural fixation thus: I shall wash disgrace with the edge of my sword, no matter what this may bring about. In this context, the pagan tribes believed that if the murder of a kinsman went unavenged, a bird named Alhama would come out of the victim's skull and hover over his grave, shrieking, "Satisfy my thirst." This would be the victim's demand to avenge his death and to quench his terrible thirst with the blood of the murderer. The early tribes did not commonly express their artistry with architecture. And statuary. Instead, they gloried in the intricacies of their splendid Arabic language. The tribes loved eloquent speech and the expression of their folk wisdom in clever proverbs. Storytelling and recitations of poetry were standard features of the social gatherings of both Hathar and Bedouin. The character of respect. For a tribesman to hold his head high among his fellows during the long epoch of the pre-Islamic period, he had to display certain elements of character, which were highly valued in his culture. These qualities included courage, generosity, integrity, and pride. An unfortunate aspect of the life of both Hathar and the Bedouin was a condition of constant insecurity. Attack from hostile forces could take place at any time. For members of the tribe, courage was imperative if family and property and honor were to be defended. Audacity, therefore, came to be highly regarded attribute, whereas cowardice and fear of the enemy was a disgrace. The emergence of Islam. The word of God was revealed to mankind in the year 610 AD. The message brought by the Prophet Muhammad, peace be on him, introduced drastic changes to the political, social, intellectual, and cultural life of the Arabs. The teachings of the Holy Quran were a blunt instrument to suppress the cruder aspects